About a year ago, I left Germany to live in the US. And when I first told my family and friends about the move, their reactions were pretty much the same.
Why would you want to go? The quality of life seems way worse. It's dangerous, people are superficial and ignorant, there's no culture, etc. With the recent events happening, Germans have developed a very negative image of the States. And as a result, there's a certain type of disdain against the people and the country as a whole.
I can't name anything.
But I wanted to explore something new. I've been in Germany and around Europe for most of my life, and I lived in South Africa for 3 years, but I've never been on this side of the world.
And after lots of experiences here, I can say that things are not quite as you'd expect.
Here are the top 7 differences that I've noticed about the US, and some of these will really shock you. I don't know if this is a California thing or just a big city phenomenon, but the people that I've met here are incredibly well-traveled. They speak multiple languages, and they honestly know more about international affairs than I do.
I believe this is partly because of the diverse population here, where you can never really guess someone's background. But it's also because many Americans are genuinely interested in other cultures. Oftentimes, people make it a priority to travel to at least one new country per year, and they have a bucket list of places they want to visit next.
We were just in Germany February.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, Paris, man.
It's like
this is one of my favorites. You should check out like Dominican Republic, Cuba if you can.
We went to Belgium, and then we were in Germany and Amsterdam, and then back to Paris.
We just got back from Japan last year. We want to go to Germany. It's on our list of places.
What makes it even more impressive is the fact that it's way harder for Americans to travel internationally just because everything's so far away. For example, if you were to travel within the state of Texas, you could visit a total of 9 countries within Europe. But even despite that, Americans are willing to take on 16-hour flights just to travel and explore the world. America is somehow stuck in between the past and the future simultaneously. And it's kind of strange.
I remember the first ride I took here from the airport, and just seeing the quality of the roads, the uneven houses, and the random power lines made me think, why does this place look so old? I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, which, if it were a country on its own, would rank among the top countries in GDP.
We have self-driving cars and it's the tech hub of the world, but also some of the buildings look like they're from the 20s.
And even in other places I've visited here, I've noticed that the roads and buildings don't really reflect the insanely high cost of living.
I just moved into this house with a bunch of my friends, and even though it's a beautiful home, the build quality is just not what I'm used to. Everything's made out of wood, the doors and windows are pretty thin, and the insulation is just not great. It's pretty slanted.
This is completely different to countries like Germany, Norway, or France, where generally speaking, the built environment has a certain standard of quality.
In German and many other European languages, we have formal pronouns like Sie, usted, or vous. So talking to strangers feels much more distant. Whereas here, people always say you, and it makes you feel a lot closer.
And even though this is a linguistic difference, I find that it very much bleeds into everyday life. Here, literally everyone calls you by your first name. When you're talking to a stranger on the street, a cashier at a store, or a waiter, it feels more like you're speaking to a friend.
Maybe people are more approachable here. Europeans, they kind of give off like a more intimidating vibe.
When you're standing in line, I mean, people in America are really talkative.
People are definitely more friendly here because it's in the culture.
In Sweden, no one talks to each other, but here everyone's really nice, and like the Uber drivers are talking to us.
It's almost like you're speaking to the person much more than the role that they're playing in society right now for that job.
But the weird thing is, even though people are extremely open here, hugging is pretty rare. In Europe, it's pretty normal with friends or even acquaintances that you hug or kiss each other hello and goodbye. But here, sometimes I walk into a social setting and I'm not really sure if I should go for a hug or just wave from a distance.
I'm not sure if this is something that has changed after COVID, but it's strange.
Americans are overperformers by design, and it's both exhausting and inspiring.
It starts in high school. While we in Germany were just living life, playing video games all day long, and not really thinking about the future, American teenagers are grinding SAT prep, juggling 3 sports, leading multiple clubs, and volunteering at animal shelters, all just to get into a prestigious college.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. Do all the clubs, do all the sports, talk to all the people. Networking was the big thing. I took the ACT 5 times and the SAT 5 times.
Then in college, everyone has this laser-focused plan. No gap years, no extra semesters to find yourself. And honestly, it's because they can't afford to mess around. When each semester costs $30,000, you don't have the luxury of taking a chill semester. My American friends often have multiple side hustles, projects, do different sports, and learn new skills constantly. The hustle culture is real, but it's not the toxic version that I expected.
Everyone's always doing stuff, both like hobby-wise and professionally. When you're young, like the hustle thing is just kind of cool, but like long term, I don't think I could live here.
Your job is like the definition of you in the US, whereas in the UK, your job is just like a means to get paid so you can live your life.
Patriotism is kind of rare here, and it really surprised me.
From movies and from the news, you would expect to see American flags all over, hear people speak about freedom and praise their country, but in reality, I barely see any American flags outside of government buildings. And I can count on one hand how many times I've heard people speak patriotically about their country.
I know there's a lot going on in the news and stuff surrounding America, and people outside of it might not necessarily be looking at it in the highest regard.
Sometimes patriotism indicates a political affiliation, which isn't necessarily a good thing. You could say that the people that are protesting for their rights are the most patriotic.
What do you think about like European people that you've met here?
I like them better than Americans. Well, they're nicer.
Like Europeans tend to meet like the lowest common denominator of Americans.
That disconnect between the stereotypes and the reality is massive. People here are very aware of their country's problems, and they constantly compare it to other countries around the world, pointing out the flaws that they find within the US. Contrary to popular belief in Europe, Americans actually live pretty healthy, and the food is definitely not as crazy as people sometimes make it seem.
There's plenty of healthy foods, salads, and there's a bunch of vegetarian and vegan options too. But what I have noticed is that there are more chain restaurants here. Some might argue that's a bad thing, and I agree that it's fun to just explore and find a hidden gem. But it's also cool to be able to go somewhere and know you can trust what you're gonna get.
Panda Express, In and Out.
I mean, nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I like fast food too. It's just great.
We mostly eat fast food, like burgers and tacos. I mean, I like it.
It's good, but you could tell it's very Americanized.
Like process or?
Yeah.
What is different, however, is the tipping culture, and it's absurd. It feels like you're rating someone because wherever you go, there's this thing that pops up, and you have to then and there decide how much the interaction was worth. It's pretty strange. You're even supposed to tip for cafes where there's no real service.
Am I a bad person?
Some restaurants have a 20% minimum tip, but encourage 25, 28, or sometimes even 30% tips. It's kind of sad that the workers rely on tips to make a living, and I'd rather have the item be a bit more expensive and not have the pressure of tipping at all.
There are way more French cultures here, and sometimes it kind of feels like living in real-life GTA.
The diversity isn't just ethnic, it's cultural, ideological, and lifestyle-based. Everyone has found their tribe, no matter how niche or extreme it might be.
That's why America is so great too. It's really like a melting pot. If you try to find the type of crowd that you're looking for, like you will find them.
I'm meeting so many people with different hobbies and different careers and activities.
There's always something new to explore. It's kind of like the internet where there's a forum for everything. Occasionally, I just turn a cafe and people watch, and it's honestly better than any reality TV show.
People here will approach you like on a bus or like on a train, and they'll just like have a full-blown conversation with you.
I know the Dodgers in the house. Tell them Dodgers in the house. Tell them, baby.
There's a lot of different cultures that meet together. Like that's so good and so interesting to me.
Just because people speak the same language, that doesn't make them any less diverse. If anything, what I've witnessed here is that even within the same city, there's a huge variety of different opinions, beliefs, and worldviews. And honestly, that's what makes this place really special.